In a recent interview, Natalie Portman threw down the gauntlet and told fans she's going to be more jacked than Robert Pattinson's Batman. That plus more on today's Thor 4 update video. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button. Let's get right into this news. Oh, and real quick, we did talk about this over on the live streaming channel this morning during the morning stream, and I was really surprised at how many people are actually very positive on Natalie Portman coming back for Thor 4 and getting the hammer. But I want to open that up to you here on the main channel. What do you guys think? Like, are you positive on Natalie Portman coming back? It's been some time since we've talked about that. Please just let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. I saw this pop up on MurphysMultiverse.com. This is by Lizzie Hill. She says, tennis star Serena Williams spoke to Natalie Portman recently about the new NWSL team they co-own coming to LA. Luckily for us, Serena asked Natalie about her playing Jane as the mighty Thor in Thor, Love and Thunder. At first, joking that filming hasn't started yet, but it gives her more time to, you know, get jacked. Natalie added that she's got the carbo loading down, but not the leg exercises, and then dropped a confirmation of when and where she expects filming to begin. Very excited. We're shooting in Australia at the beginning of next year. Interested to see if I can actually gain muscle, Natalie joked again. It seems as if she's taking her mighty Thor role very seriously, despite expectations of there being a lot of humor in the script, similar to Thor Ragnarok. Natalie is a very committed actress, so I expect she will do her best to get jacked. So yeah, kind of throwing down the gauntlet to Robert Pattinson. Now look, I'm memeing a little bit here, but I really and truly believe that Natalie could outdo Robert Pattinson as far as a physical transformation. I mean, I'm not a muscleologist. Today's video is brought to you by the word muscleologist. But man, I want to see her get real jacked, do the side-by-sides. I'm telling you, the mighty Thor might be bigger than DC's new Batman. Am I right? But in all seriousness, the real story here is that they're all very excited. Filming should resume in Australia at the beginning of 2021. Now, currently, there's a lot of places in weird situations because of the global health crisis, but a lot of these different places, they're not letting Americans into their borders except for film productions. And so I think what'll probably happen is like the whole cast and crew will get like really scrutinously tested. But yeah, they're going to get tested out the wazoo, make sure that they're good to go, and then people from Hollywood are going to be allowed to come into different places to shoot, okay? So a lot of this stuff is going to be picking up in early next year. That's a good sign. Hopefully they don't have to delay this movie again, and if they do, hopefully it's not because of the production of this actual movie. But that's not all the Thor 4 updates we have for you. As late last week in a BBC interview, Taika Waititi did talk briefly about starting the script for this film and what he wants to do with the script. He literally says in this interview it's more of a rom-com, and he describes Ragnarok as a road movie, okay? And so basically you might have seen some videos or articles pop up where a bunch of neckbeard motherfuckers online realized that a movie called Love and Thunder might have some romantic elements to it. In all seriousness, some people were really upset about his comments here, which I find really odd. But hey, if you're one of those people that's upset, please leave a comment. I'd like to know why. Like, why would you be upset about this movie having romantic elements? And would you really be upset if it became a true rom-com? For me personally here, and this is just my take, I think it was obvious that it was going to have rom-com elements. And if you're going to say, hey, it's more of a rom-com and, you know, Ragnarok was more of a road movie, I mean, just think about what that means. Like, think about what road movie means, and then think about Ragnarok. I think we're okay here, guys. Like, I think Thor 4 is going to be very bombastic. I think it's going to be wild as hell, and I think it's going to be a very good ride, and I think it's going to have a big love story between Jane and Thor, which I'm personally pretty excited for. I think that's kind of cool, and maybe it'll go down on sort of different terms than we're used to seeing. I'm all there for it. Now, again, we touched on this briefly in the morning stream earlier today. If you want to see like a full nuanced breakdown of that, you can go check out that stream. But I, again, sort of want to touch on this whole idea here that I think some people are upset about Thor 4 and Jane Foster becoming Thor because they see that turn in the comic books, which did happen in the comics. They see that as like a part of an agenda or a part of a group of writers or editors or people that had an agenda different than just making good comics or whatever. But the truth is that's totally bogus. The Jason Aaron Thor run with Jane Foster as the mighty Thor is fantastic. It's Jason Aaron. It's an incredible story. It's really, really well done. Now, some of the stuff they did with that character in Champions and in other books, like the Avengers, I wasn't really down for. Like, I'll be honest with you, some of that stuff was kind of eye-roll, not great writing, you know, platitudes of characters, etc., etc. But it is partially why people are so uptight about Thor 4 and Phase 4 in general. They fear this wokeness. They fear this diversity thing happening in Phase 4. And I will say this, to give a fair shake to people like that, the way it was handled in the comics, for the most part, was not the greatest. Like, it really wasn't that great. A lot of what they did in Marvel Comics, it was whack, dude. It was super duper whack, but female Thor was not one of those super whack things. Female Thor was an incredible story. She's an incredible character. Shut the f*** up. This movie's going to be awesome. But that's the latest news, guys. Thor 4 looking to start production early next year. Natalie Portman's working on getting jacked. Taika Waititi says it's more of a rom-com than a road movie, and the internet is losing its mind. I, of course, want to know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. And now let's shout out John Ryan. Yes, indeed, Watto from The Phantom Menace was a Toydarian. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. I want to know what Marvel character uttered the incantation that made Thor unworthy, leading to the events of Jane Foster picking up the hammer off the moon and becoming worthy and all of that. But yeah, who was the original Marvel character that uttered that phrase that made Odinson unworthy? Answer that question in the comment section below. A reminder to all of you nerd Avengers that this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on our live streaming channel, an elimination round putting one team into the finals for the Nerd Card Showdown happens. It's epic trivia. You better be there. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.